Yeah, he does. Okay. So I like this play. This is gonna what he's just doing is trying to stall a little bit longer. Um
He
and
might even be waiting for a light bomb.
well, next turn he can drop the Akanai, hero power the egg down to pop it, and then circle, which is excellent. And I think
But
that
then he
might be
winds up destroying his own.
oh, well, you can assume a zoo would trade into a priest minion. I
That's
think it
fair.
would be really at 19 health. It's a little presumptuous of a zoo to kind of start gunning for the face. So
Well, he
he's
does have. I mean, he could get him down to 5 this turn.
wow, that's a really odd play. Um, and is he gonna play the shredder? Wow.
And Catota's eyes widen.
Yeah, it's odd because NaCl definitely was playing around Holy Nova last turn, but this turn he's. Huh?
Yeah, I don't think he's as concerned. I think he's looking at 3 health, 4 health, and 3 health, and so Holy Nova is not a concern.
Right. Sure. That was a really great play by Catota. He's looking to kill off the remainder. He actually got insanely unlucky there. He basically was he got one of the strongest minions to come out health wise. In fact, it's tied. That could have happened, and that was really unfortunate. So he lost that, and now we're gonna see another shredder come down and another 1-1. So Catota is at 13 health. He has a couple clears. The question is, do you try to get the True Heart down, or do you try to steal here?
Well, the True Heart, what's that? If you steal, you can trade favorably with the Shredder.
The Shredder.
And you pick up a Divine Shielded minion. If you get the Velen's Chosen on that, you can combo that next turn with the Holy Nova. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer. Justicar just comes down and then trades, and then now your hero power is stronger, but you were going to try to use your mana anyway for other things.
This is a huge juggle. If it hits the 4-5, that's actually really rough for Catota. It doesn't, and I wonder. Okay, so NaCl is going to try to just push his advantage here. And this is where this could get a little hairy for him. Katota's going to be able to heal back up to 12. He will have. But is he just dead? There's 9 and then 5 coming, so that's 14. So Catota can't heal out of that, and so he has to kill the Shredder here. There's 8 plus 5 is 13, so Katota's actually just dead. That's pretty unfortunate for him.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, he never drew the Wild Pyros. There's nothing that could save him here except for the...
well, wait. If he if he uses all of his mana to go on the... Oh, but then he's only at 8 health.
Right. Yeah.
Because you could put Velen's on the...
He needs to pop the Shredder here, and it has to be... Because that's 7. Yeah, he's exactly dead. If he runs both into the Loatheb, he's exactly dead. It needs to be a Doomsayer right here. Or, yeah, that's it. Nothing else would save him. Yeah, so he makes the correct play. He's removing the most damage from the board. It's just exactly lethal for NaCl, and that feels just terrible because he did play so well. NaCl is going to be able to pull this out, and this is a game that I think really favors... I mean, the Priest is generally favored against Zoo. He just never really got...
that was an outstandingly strong open from NaCl too.
Absolutely, and I think Catota might have just... He might have that one turn where he could have cleared. It would have been awkward because he had no turn 5, so it's hard to fault him. And it actually did pay off that he didn't clear. But NaCl was able to refill the board.
At the same time, though, it's even if you get more value out of it, you still took 9 damage without a response. So it's...
Yeah. He was right on the brink. I mean, obviously, like, that's the turning point, and he just didn't quite get there early enough, and he took too much damage. NaCl with an incredibly strong start. He did make a really interesting heads-up play where he played around Nova, and it oddly kind of strengthened his board as well. He kind of unknowingly also played around another... I believe unknowingly, but yeah, by not playing the Shredder. So we're going to see NaCl go to mid-range Hunter. This is another matchup that the Priest has all the tools to win with. This Priest looks extremely greedy, though. We saw Mind Control. We see the Vol'jin. We see the Thought Steal. Extremely greedy. You're going to want to kick everything here. Really look for the Pyromancer. Really look for the Cleric. Really look for the injured Blade Master. He gets a Zombie Chow. Okay.
Chow.
Interesting build. I generally the Chow.
We haven't seen a Pyromancer yet, so that's not confirmed.
It's
like, expected.
That's like building a that's like building a Freeze Mage without Frost Nova or something. Okay. I would be shocked if that wasn't there. This is kind of interesting as well. I would expect this. I expect him to run it in. It's gonna be the Bear Trap, and he can play the Powered Shield here and avoid the kill, or he can just go with and he goes with this, and that plays around. The Owl won't get quite as good value, but I still think we might see an Owl right off the bat here. There's nothing else for NaCl to do, and he can get a clean trade and take immediate board control away from the Priest.
And that was a smart move, too, since the coin Velens wasn't... I don't think it was a terrible idea there either, because then Chow... If you can establish an early dominant position against the mid-range, and they don't have the Owl, then you just get to take out their minions as they come.
Yep, and this is just rough. I mean, losing the early board to a mid-range hunter, which has,
Exactly right. So this is what you don't want to happen.
Yeah, this is going to be rough, and this is certainly, going to be a... Circle Nova. I think, actually, I don't know why he said that was a mistake. Clearly, he wanted it on the Owl, but...
Why he said what? No, I think he said it was a mistake because he realized that he didn't play around this play exactly.
Perhaps. He didn't really have another play. I don't know if that was a mistake. I'm actually curious as to what that was. But regardless, he's now got he's got the Belcher. He's also got the Shredder. Both of which seem pretty strong here. And Catota really needs to find... I wonder if he's not playing the Holy Champions. And that's kind of the mid-game of the Priest. And it's extremely threatening. And he really needs to find some sort of way to stabilize this...
Well, if we see this Belcher come down, he could really punish... Yeah, with the Velens into Hero Power.
Right. Yeah, he can Valence.
Yeah, I like that play a lot.
He goes up to 5. Yeah, this is a pretty strong play. The bow will be able to take this out, this monstrosity out. I would like to... Oh, he doesn't have enough mana for Cleric. Okay. We see the Mind Control come out. That's really not something Catota wants to see. And NaCl top decks the glorious Golden Highmane. And one of just the most terrifying creatures there. If he plays it, and a lot of people would just say that's the correct play. It's hard to say no to this, but at the same time,
but he can do a number of things here. He can trade and then steal.
Well, he can do a lot here.
He could do a lot.
A lot. I think he will trade and steal. It looks like he will go with that play. I like this play a lot, and that picking up the Sylvanas is really, really nice. We will see the Dr. Boom, but it looks like. I mean, I don't think NaCl won't play the Dr. Boom. And you, as Catota here, you've got to be a little annoyed at how well NaCl's curved out.
You've also got to be pretty pleased with how prepared you were. Because even if he does curve out perfectly into the Boom here, you do have the Shadow of Death ready and waiting. Yeah,
he was able to hold on to the Shadow of Death. He's 2 mana off being able to steal the Boom. It looks like NaCl's going to trade the 2/2s in. Definitely a smart move if he were to do this. Outside the Boom, he could try to slow this game down a little bit and clear the board. Or can he clear? He can't clear the board.
I don't think.
Okay, so he's going to go with this and Shredder. He's going to try.
Well, he could clear actually if he did this and played the Hounds before, and then traded both Hounds.
So this
he could
is an
completely
interesting
clear.
Play. Sylvanas seems pretty good here. If he gets a freezing trap, this would be unfortunate for Catota. But there is no freezing trap in NaCl's hand. And do you play the Northshire Cleric? Yes. If he plays it, it doesn't quite play around freezing trap, but it forces.
Well, it saves you face damage in order to, it's up to NaCl then.
So NaCl does not get the freezing trap, and now NaCl is actually in a really sticky position here. He can use Hounds. He's going to want to deal with this Sylvanas, but the problem is Catota is getting to where Control Priest really starts feeling comfortable. It's got such efficient tools for late game. That mind control will, and it looks like we will see a Hound's play on the Sylvanas.
The longer he waits, though, on that boom, the closer we get to mind control.
Yeah, and actually, I would expect Catota to death the boom and save mind control for another high main, since the high main is really difficult to deal with. All right, so we see NaCl trying to deal with the board. He might just drop. He is going to drop Dr.
He's
Boom
gonna go
here.
for it.
And I think we'll have to figure out how this works, and of course, the boom bots will definitely factor in here. But there is, I think, some ways that Catota could just steal this.
Well, if he Holy Novas, does the death rattle from the Shredder goes off first, so there's a chance that he will steal that.
If the boombots kill, if the boombots kill it, but he can basically do this, run it into that Pagel, and death his Sylvanas. He can also opt to.
He could also just steal the Pagel.
Well, he could also kill the Pagel and just death the Dr. Boom and keep the Sylvanas. So really interesting spot here. If I'm Catota, I personally I probably would do that and not steal anything, because I think Sylvanas is more worth than a 7/5. And then that Pagel certainly is not what he wants. I think the Sylvanas is the highest value minion on the board right now. And if I was Catota here, I would death the 7/5 and kill the 0/4. He's gonna go Circle of Healing into death here, I think. Oh.
He is going to go for the trade. He's just going to go crazy with the card draw.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I guess...
He's got next turn mind control. I really have zero problem with that.
I don't agree with it. I think he just really decreased the power on his board. And now if NaCl were to drop... Well, I guess NaCl won't be able to drop anything of power, but NaCl might start being able to just clean this board up a little bit. Man, seeing double...
Now he's got to blow both Hounds now just to kill a 1/3 and a 0/4.
Right, but Catota has no answer to the Hounds. Also, I think the double Hounds on a Nat Pagel is a bit of an overreaction. That's a great top deck. I think you just drop the Justicar and heal face.
He's going to go for both. He's going to do the coin.
And that's fine. That seems fine. Yeah. He's going to go for both. And he's going to get way up there. He's going to get all the way back up to 28 health as opposed to the Hunter's 18 health. The Hunter is pretty much completely out of steam.
This is, what do you want to point out? That's a pretty interesting and at first glance probably not something a lot of people would expect. So if anyone's not familiar with Justicar Trueheart, you replace your hero power, and at any point that your hero power becomes replaced, it is also refreshed. So in the same turn, you can trigger it twice.
Yeah, and thank you for pointing that out. That's something that a lot of people might mistakenly do. So really well played by Catota there. Catota, NaCl is going to completely empty his hand here, and Catota is now just going to take pretty much control this game. In fact, he is just losing 1 health per turn with the board state as it currently stands. Oh, and Thought Steal is incredible.
He's not. He's gaining a health per turn.
No.
Right, with the hero power. Right.
So he doesn't even need to heal up to 4/5, but I would, because you're at a really high health total. You've already got the Justicar hero power, so he's got a 4/9 on board. And that is why you heal it. The kill command right here actually can't even... wow, NaCl doesn't... I was also going to comment that
when you're
NaCl,
in it.
Yeah,
what else are you going to do at this point? You're a hunter, and you're not going to go against a priest for the board.
Right, that's fair.
With your 1/1s.
Yeah, I guess that is absolutely fair. Basically, what's going to happen here, though, is Catota doesn't even need to worry too much. He can heal back up to 16. And as I was saying, like, he's going to kill off a Hound here. Or he might even kill off a Spider and Light Bomb. And basically what happens is... He's going to kill off the Hound. Okay, I like that. He's going to kill off the Hound here. And basically now, NaCl is sitting... He's just treading water. He's doing 4 damage per turn. And Catota is healing 4 damage per turn. Catota is going to quickly... cut down that repetitive damage, and then the priest will be completely out of reach. Hunter runs very few card draw mechanics. Alec is sometimes run, not even all the time run. What else is running Hunters? Pretty much that's it. There's not really any. And man, NaCl's just top decking terribly. To be fair, he did already use his Dr. Boom, his Belcher, his High Main. So a lot of his big threats are out of the way. So Catota probably is feeling really, really good here.
Definitely his best bet. But even if he does draw a significant threat, that's actually to his detriment because of the mind control.
Oh, absolutely.
So unless it's a King Crush that he can use the turn it comes down.
We're gonna see a Light Bomb here, and it's gonna be really, 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 really rough for NaCl to recover from this, because there goes all of his repetitive damage, and he's staring at a 16 health Justicard Control Priest with Mind Control in his hand.
I like that circle also.
And the circle is excellent. That's a stronger kind of card, but again, like that's strong compared to what, and that's really, he was looking for a Huffer at this point, and even a Huffer is just not.
Huffer
really
would have him at 10. Oh, when your hero power cancels out Huffer, you're gonna have a bad time. Or the other guy's gonna have a bad time.
I would like to see Catota play all. Oh, is he just gonna mind control it? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Does he?
I think he's just at the point of what are you gonna do? It's burning a hole in his hand, and he's just trying to get enough damage on the side of the board to close this out. Also, note that he picked up a beast for the kill command synergy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He's too short of lethal. Did I do this wrong, or is he just?
He's one short.
Or one short rather, but okay. He doesn't have to play around.
Now he's done with that beast. He doesn't care if it goes to 1 health.
He doesn't have to play around Unleash the Hounds, so he could just have played Strengthmeister there to preserve it. It doesn't matter. Commanded win by Catota. NaCl did his best. Not a lot. I think you made a great point that I was at first skeptical. Like, you're not going to win control of the board at that point in the top decking war against the Control Priest. So
against a 4/9 fully healed and buffed injured Blademaster, forget about it. With a Justicard hero. I mean, at that point, that's usually what you just call a loss.
Yeah, that's a pretty swell bro. Like, I don't want to go 4/9 as a hunter. So we see Catota again jump out to a 1-game lead. He is now on his last class to get the win. His last class is Paladin. And NaCl still has the mid-range hunter, and we have yet to see his... is it mage that he's bringing? Or is it warrior? It's warrior.
Warrior.
Right? Catota banned his mage. So... Or no, he doesn't have a mage.
Catota banned the druid.
Catota banned the druid. The zoo won. We see the mid-range hunter, and there's a warrior. Catota still has paladin. Paladin is favored against both of those classes. So Catota really maneuvering this excellent with incredible skill. He's definitely he was in the All-Star game.
Good at Hearthstone.
He's extremely good at the art. Thank you. Sorry, I was reading their classes, but a lot of people are. I was hearing from some of the people who are, on his team in the All-Star League, and they said he was incredible because he wouldn't talk a lot in the team chat, but he would be like, okay, they're going to bring mage, and then they would bring mage. Like, he was insanely good at predicting the next class, and we've seen that work out really well for him in this series, and he's found himself in a matchup now where his paladin is very favored and is against both the remaining classes. So excellent job with his sequencing. NaCl is doing his best to stick it out. His all golden hunter deck has unfortunately failed him twice now. As we see Catota bringing the secret paladin. And it is too bad we do not have Cassidy here, as both.
In contrast to his, well, I guess the rogue was awfully fast. I was gonna say in contrast to his freeze mage that we didn't see, but we could be pretty sure.
Yeah.
And the control priest. This seems like an awfully aggressive bring relative to the mid-range paladin.
Yeah, that's a great point.
But like I said, that rogue was. Well, I mean, Smork himself would play that deck, so.
Yeah, Cassidy would play.
Reporting for duty.
Now it is a huge. It's really unfortunate that NaCl does not have an axe. He doesn't have a fiery war, so he had to bash that. I believe this is. I don't know what this is.
Slam.
I'm sorry, slam. What?
Yep.
What
kind of warrior is this?
Yeah.
I think it might be a warrior who just likes slam. I think it's a control warrior who maybe instead of running acolytes, he's running slam for card draw and early removal.
Well, initially, and I'm still not sure. This might be a patron warrior. The bash is a bit odd, but
yeah.
Honestly, this is kind of a hodgepodge. You don't see you don't see slam too often. It is growing a little more popular.
Man, that does not feel good.
It certainly does not.
Oh, yikes.
And Catota is really coming into his curve here. We're going to see him go into a 4-drop, with a secret, into the best card in Hearthstone, being Mysterious
And then
Challenge.
into buffing whatever enormous thing is left.
If the game's still going at that point.
If the game is still going.
So,
yeah, NaCl actually threw away the Brawl in his opening hand, and I would have expected mid-range. I would be surprised by the Paladin, by the Secret Bring, which he still actually doesn't. No, the Secret Keeper did come out first turn. But Brawl, I think, it never feels really good because it's not 100%. But I think Brawl is oftentimes a really, really good chance against the Secrets.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's basically Warrior's version of Light Bomb. I don't know if keeping it is correct. It's definitely a tough one, but you have to know your deck. We don't know his deck, and he's running Shredders, so maybe he's running a bit of a faster, more tempo warrior.
Right.
So maybe he was just looking for those axes, or potentially a Revenge or Whirlwind. I wonder if this is his own kind of anti-paladin warrior. Like he has this warrior built. Because I wanted to mention that it was really odd that he brought warrior at all. Because warrior is, oh wow, second Avenge is terrible, as it now will not be pulled by the Mysterious Challenger. And that's one of the most powerful cards for the Mysterious Challenger. But what I wanted to say was, I found it really odd that he brought warrior over
Paladin?
Hunter. No,
brought it back just right here.
Yeah,
I thought you meant
like,
in general.
He thought this is his best chance. And we see a Justicar. So this is not a patron, which would be very favored here. It is some sort of control warrior. Certainly not fatigue, as we see there are shredders. You know what this might be? This might be a Reno warrior. We have seen the double fiery war axe, which is, I think, somewhat to be expected. But
Man.
I mean, the fact that we're seeing these kind of random cards, it's just so, I'm just very perplexed. Also,
Well, this is the second Shredder we've seen.
That's a 7/5 shredder drop.
That's really unfortunate, though, for NaCl, because if there's one card you pretty much, I don't know, the one you can punish most, see, that feels terrible.
Oh, man.
That feels awful, especially since, as a warrior, I think probably the most satisfying thing you could ever possibly do is shield slam for massive damage on a Shredder dropped Wrathguard.
Right. And so we see the 4 secrets come down. They are Redemption, Competitive Spirit, Noble Sacrifice, and Repentance. So noticeably, the Avenge is not there, and therefore, basically destroying Christmas. He's the Grinch. He's destroying the Christmas tree by not showing up to Christmas. And NaCl is just reeling. And you know what's really interesting here is NaCl will not be able to get the kind of that top deck BGH is kind of nice, because generally you can maybe get like a 33% chance right now to get it to land on the Mysterious Challenger and then BGH it, and now you'd be able to kind of fight your way back. But at this point, with the event not up, it's actually really. It won't work out that way, and NaCl's just might be dead. Honestly, I don't think there's.
I don't see a way out of this unless
I think
he doesn't die next turn and then has the most. And then brawls with only a 1/1 left.
Oh man! Well, that's game. I expected the Belcher or an Axe. I guess he just didn't want to proc the secrets, which makes sense because Avenge generally punishes that.
Right.
But that is he just dead to board? Oh, he's
10,
not quite
12.
dead.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he is.
So his play was just sort of get the just.
Oh, right. You don't.
It makes sense.
Just on board alone. He was not dead.
Really tough matchup for an ACL. A really interesting deck. Maybe it's a Reno deck and he just didn't get the nuts. Either way, he will fall 1-3 to the almighty Brazilian control priest wheeling Catota.
Hard to alliterate off Brazilian.
It's very hard to alliterate off Brazilian.
Is he good looking? He could be the Brazilian bombshell.
That's a good one. I didn't want to say beauty.
Someone post in chat if Catota's good looking.
So yeah, somebody inform us. This is vital. I'm sure he is. I mean, if you're bringing priest and rogue, you're beautiful in my book. Anyway, he gets it done.